Hey everyone, I collected 22 interesting indie games for 2022, games I'm looking forward to and games that try to bring something new, but mostly games that you don't see in many other lists. These are niche, but either funny or promising or very original. If you like that, throw the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment for the algorithm, it is much appreciated. I'll be splitting up this video in two parts, with this being part 1. Here we go. Number 1, Forsaken Realms Vahrin's Call. This is a new action RPG franchise set in an original handcrafted high fantasy universe, the world of Leda. Vahrin's Call is a story-driven RPG developed by Titan Rock, a small indie studio from the UK. The game has been in development for years now. In it, you are a mercenary that needs to help out a city overrun by a swarm of enemies. There's a focus on exploration and customization. You can tailor magical spells, unique skills and an array of diverse weapons to your heart's content. There's full controller support as well. The game previously was known as Forsaken Realms Exodus Rising, but that got changed to Forsaken Realms Vahrin's Call. Over the years, the game and its universe have seen many iterations, but the devs finally landed in a place they like to be. Since the start of 2020, the devs have made consistent devlogs, with the latest one being from December 2021, so they are still hard at work on this game. Release date is unknown, but 2022 seems very likely. Number 2, Atomic Heart. Watch this. This is weird, creepy, fantastical and utterly disturbing. Upbeat techno music, visceral action, and all of this is set in an alternative universe in Soviet Russia as you're playing a KGB agent in an occult world. It's like the Russian X-Files. More than 4 years ago, the first teaser dropped and there's still no release date in sight. And not without reason, because the studio has a troubled history. Developer Mundfish started with 4 passionate devs and aims to create this new world. They want to be on the same level as Fallout, Bioshock and Doom. That's why they remain indie, at least they say so, to be able to create this vision, and it surely shows. But then their investors are Tencent, and Microsoft has a big stake in this game. It will be on PC Game Pass. The devs cancelled parts of their game, like the multiplayer, that's all gone now. They made another game as well, a VR title in the same universe as Atomic Heart, charged people money for pre-orders, cancelled the game and didn't issue refunds. I mean, that's not cool. So take what you see here maybe with a bucket of salt. However, we are several years into development by now, and in a somewhat recent Q&A, the game was in the polishing state. The game will launch at some point, it will be finished, and Microsoft attached their name to it. They're not just doing that with any game, they must have faith in this game as well. Whether it'll be good remains to be seen, but it's pretty likely this game releases this year. Number 3, Alaloth, Champions of the Four Kingdoms. Set in a vibrant fantasy world, Alaloth offers fast-paced action with a deep narrative. It's basically Baldur's Gate meets Dark Souls, as this is an isometric RPG with Souls-like, skill-based combat. That is what they're going for here. The game development isn't as smooth as you would hope, however, similar to the previous game. The game was supposed to release in 2020, then in 2021, and now it's 2022. There hasn't been a Steam update in a while, since September of this year, which is usually a little concerning. There isn't anything significant going on in their Discord either. I'm hoping all is well over there, but it seems it's a little rough. I do feel this is an interesting title though, and the combination we don't often get to experience. Real-time combat in a game like this seems refreshing, and I hope they surprise us in 2022 with a solid title. Number 4, Achilles Legends Untold. More isometric Souls-like combat, this time in ancient mythological Greece. The game features a story mode, side quests, randomly generated dungeons playable in 2-player co-op, skill trees and intense boss fights. And of course you will be doing Achilles things, so a lot of hacking and slashing. Controller scheme will be WASD movement or twin stick to facilitate more tactical combat. The vibe and the static of this game are promising, that's for sure. A team of around 20 seasoned developers has been working on the game for 1.5 years and it should release in early access on Steam in Q1 2022. I'm excited for this. It is Titan Quest with skill-based combat. I love the setting, I think the animations are smooth and brutal, and judging by the trailer we could be in for a great adventure here. Number 5. Batora Lost Haven. This hack and slash twin stick shooter from Stormind Games is about a young girl obtaining new physical and mental powers as our Earth is destroyed by an evil villain. She needs to travel to various other planets to redeem her own planet, fighting monsters and solving puzzles along the way. She meets various tribes, providing her new powers and clues in a fast-paced adventure. Stormind Game is an Italian game studio with around 60 people. They've garnered recognition with their Remothered games, a saga of realistic horror games. Batora is their new project and everything up to now looks really polished. There have been community tests organized, there's an active Discord, the website, the dev updates, the worlds, the Unreal Engine, and the gameplay itself. It looks all polished and professional. Whenever I look at this game and all the assets around it, I just get this comfortable feeling that the devs are in full control and know what they're doing. We will have to see if that's actually the case, but it could be really good. This should release in 2022 according to Steam. Number 6. Bramble the Mountain King. This is a weird and creepy one. Bramble the Mountain King is an adventure horror game focused on atmospheric environments, high-end graphics, cinematic moments and casual gameplay. Good, I like casual gameplay. Throughout the game, you will embark on a journey through the dark world of Bramble, where you will encounter David vs. Goliath bosses and explore and traverse Nordic nature. You will meet interesting creatures and experience a unique world filled with Nordic fables and fairy tales. I would describe this as cute indie horror, and just for some reason it's more creepy than the regular horror. The outlandish contrast between a fairy tale vibe and these monstrous creatures residing here has something disturbing. Then suddenly the devs post something about a new creature, which is the remainder of a baby drowned by its own mother. Jeez dude, that is some twisted stuff right there. It does set the tone though, and that tone is Dim by Dimfrost Studios, the devs. The Swedish studio has around 10 people working there and the game has been in development since 2017. It started with 4 students and in 2022 they will release Bramble. The gameplay looks still a little bit wonky, a bit alpha, but what is definitely there is the atmosphere and immersion. This might be one of the more unique games currently in development and I hope it turns out well. Number 7. Broken Roads. Broken Roads is a narrative-driven RPG that brings exploration, strategic turn-based combat and meaningful philosophical choices to an all-new Australian post-apocalyptic setting. I like the Australian part. That alone is something you don't see often. It takes the post-apocalyptic era much closer to our actual world instead of a sci-fi setting. I think that is refreshing. There's more interesting stuff though, because apart from just being another CRPG with clearly meaningful choices and party management and a story-driven narrative, which is standard in the genre, there is also a moral compass. This is the morality system, influencing dialogues, quests and character development. It's a cool idea because it takes moral philosophy as a starting point, which I can appreciate as a philosopher. Yes, I actually have a degree in philosophy. Your character can make utilitarian, humanist, Machiavellian and nihilist decisions. I'm going Nietzsche all the way here playing this game, see how much remains of Australia when I'm done over there. It might go down under my command. Down under, you get it? Anyway, pretty excited for this one. These games usually take like 40 hours to complete, so you have to be up for that sort of thing, but I'm looking forward to this one. It's made by Drop Bear Bytes with a koala logo and everything, clearly Australian, based in Victoria. I'm unsure how many people are working on the game, but it's been in development since 2019 with a planned release date in 2022. Number 8. Falling Frontier. This sci-fi RTS is made by just one dev, which is hard to imagine given the scope. You can conquer a vast procedurally generated star system, design ships, raid enemy supply lines, trade, construct orbital space stations and of course explore the universe. Ship design, recon and logistics form the main pillar around this game. Your ship needs to be up to the task, whatever that task may be, with the correct weaponry and the right crew members. Community modding will be implemented as well, which is something you hardly see anymore, but it adds so much longevity to a game. It's developed by Stutter Fox Studios, but that is just one guy, Todd Darcy. Founded in Melbourne, Australia in 2019, this is yet another Australian dev trying to revolutionize indie gaming one spaceship at a time. A commendable effort, and one that might work because there are entire gameplay videos available of Todd playing the game and narrating his own gameplay. This isn't just a one dev pipe dream, this is a sci-fi reality soon. The early access release is planned for Q2 2022. Number 9. From Falling Frontier to Farthest Frontier. This game doesn't even have a trailer, just some screenshots. Why am I even talking about this? I'll tell you why. Remember Titan Quest, that amazing hack and slash game? After the original Titan Quest, a bunch of key developers from that beloved ARPG created a new studio in 2008, Crate Entertainment. And they moved on to create Grim Dawn and all of its expansions and updates. Grim Dawn is a staple in the hack and slash world, still played by thousands of people every day despite being a few years old now. Truly an achievement, that game. Instead of creating Grim Dawn 2, which would have been a financial success for sure, Crate Entertainment was a bit burned out from hack and slash games and decided to create something else. That something else, that is this, Farthest Frontier, a city builder. Just looking at these pictures, it's nothing special. No kinky eras, no tech, no whatever. It's just a pretty standard town. But because it's made by Crate Entertainment, this cannot be just your average city builder, I don't think. Key features are harvesting and crafting, building, of course, fending off invaders, something the devs describe as the most detailed farming system ever. There are diseases decimating your population and environmental interaction. Very promising. We'll remain with Far in the titles with number 10, Far Changing Tides. A few years ago, Far Lone Sails was released in 2018. I played that game and thought it was absolutely amazing. The atmosphere and music combined with an art style that reminded me of aquarelle paintings made Far Lone Sails a unique experience, and it had a long-lasting impression on me. I still remember the journey, which was only a few hours long, but it was riveting. Developer Okomotive is now back with Far Changing Tides. The concept is the same. You are a small creature piloting a massive vehicle of sorts. This time it is a ship. Abandoned deserts and desolate areas in Lone Sails made way for water in Changing Tides. The game is described as a meditative experience, and it really is. I've been closely following this game since it was announced, and I'm thrilled to see what they've done with the sequel. Truly something to look forward to, with a release date of early 2022. And the last one for this episode, number 11, Bleak Faith Forsaken. The name doesn't really get more generic, does it? And it's a Souls-like, so you might already think like, meh. But I did pick this for a reason. First, it's made by just 2 people, using Unreal Engine. I love the toned down colors and atmosphere of the game, despite not being a massive Souls fan myself. And I love Unreal Engine, it always runs buttery smooth. Bleak Faith has different classes, like a rogue, warrior, etc. And each class has activatable skills, which is a nice touch. Because this is an ambitious game made by just 2 devs, it is likely you will have to put up with some quirky features here and there. I saw a Vextra Live demo video where he mentioned the world felt unfinished, poor sound design and somewhat clunky combat. On the other hand, this game shouldn't cost you as much as Elden Ring and you would support indie devs, so I think it's just whatever you prefer. I am definitely intrigued by a game like this and it's on my radar. The game releases Q2 2022. That's it for part 1. Join me soon for part 2. It will be released shortly in a day or 2. Subscribe if you don't want to miss it, and if you enjoyed this content, maybe even throw a like to the video, and I would love to hear the games you're looking forward to next year. I'm always looking for new titles. Thanks for watching and making it to the end. Love you all, see you in part 2. Bye bye.